So Sturm will come up again in the next inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and none left in the last half of the 5th inning. It'll be the top half of the 6th coming up with Eric Tipton, Larry Rosenthal, and Homer Matney in that order, facing Joe Valenzuela. Now for the benefit of our shut-in friends that can never attend a ball game, it's a lot of fun to hear some of the crowd down below, the fellows, the vendors selling popcorn, peanuts, hot dogs, and soda pop. So, Vic, let's go down for a while, shall we? Well, we're back in the ball game once more. Valenzuela on the hill. The first batter, Eric Tipton. There's a pop fly ball back toward the Blues dugout. Over it goes Houck. Over, under it, and he makes the catch for the out. We have 1 away. Eric Tipton was out on a pop foul in front of the Blues dugout. 1 down with Larry Rosenthal batting. A lot of the people think that this might be a 7-inning ball game. It goes the full 9. I'm sure they made that ruling. There's a call strike across the inside corner, strike 1. Joe Valenzuela set to go. Here's the pitch. There's a hard drive. Fair. Down the right field chalk line. Burns after it. Rosenthal on his way to second. There's the peg back in the infield, and he pulls up with a double to right field, right over first. Rosenthal, double to right. Homer Matney, the batter. Matney ready to step in the batter's box. The Blues are leading 3-1. First half of the 6th inning. Now Valenzuela is taking his time about walking back toward the rubber. All set to go in. Man on second base. The Blues have a 3-1 edge. Matney bats right, facing a right-hand pitcher. Valenzuela stretches, throws. Ball outside. Ball 1. Back on the hill again. Here it is. There goes a fly ball hit to short left field. Back goes Strain. He's calling for it on the run, under it, and he makes the catch for the out in short left. Matney popping out too short. 2 down. 2 away with Lou Rochelli batting. He bats right. I hope that all you folks had a wonderful Easter Sunday. Here's the pitch. Ball outside, ball 1. Pepper over in left center. Gee, I went out this morning with my kids and hunted Easter eggs. I like Easter eggs better than chicken eggs. They're just different. There's a ground ball hit down to short. Strain comes up with it. The peg to first and plenty of time for the out to retire the side. Rochelli out. Short to first, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. 1 man left in the first half of the 6th inning. Going into the last half of the 6th, it'll be Johnny Sturm, Mike Milosevic, and Ralph Houck. And now here's Dal Stallard with a message. Come in, Dal.
Cakes and cookies are just the thing for an after-ball game snack. But sugar is scarce, and that's why it's still rationed. The sugar shortage is not just a local affair, it is worldwide. We have to share what we have. Use home canning sugar sparingly and use it only for home canning purposes. Reminding you, you're listening to this ball game between the St. Paul Saints and the Kansas City Blues at Blues Stadium over KCMO, Kansas City, Missouri. Tom Zunkel's on the mound, warming up in this, the bottom half of the 6th inning. The score, 3-1 in favor of Kansas City. First man up for Kansas City will be Johnny Sturm. Johnny Sturm will be the first man up for Kansas City. Then Mike Milosevic, Ralph Houck in that order. Harry Kraft, just been a substitution made here. Harry Kraft is batting for Sturm in the lineup. Ball game's about ready to start. Just a minute, Walt Lockman will be here and ready to bring you the bottom half of the sixth inning.
Well, we have a pinch hitter coming in the ball game. We want to check with the PA system announcer because a lot of the folks thought this would be a 7-inning game and they're walking away from the park. Harry Kraft now batting for Johnny Sturm. He's a right-hand batter, and the first pitch is a strike call over the outside corner. Kraft batting for Sturm. Here it is. There's a ball low. Count is 1-1. Harry back in the batter's box once more. Going along the last half of the sixth inning with a score 3-1 in favor of Kansas City. This is a 9-inning ball game. That's the new league rule this year. On Sunday games, only on the night doubleheaders will the first game be 7 innings. Harry's back in the batter's box. Another ball outside for ball 2. 2 balls, strike 1. Mike Milosevic waiting. Rosenthal in straightaway center. Here's the pitch. There goes a ground ball hit down to Rochelle at second. He's up with it, bobbles it for a moment, and too late to make a play. An error. Rochelle going over to take that ground ball, kicked it around, and it got away from him, putting Kraft on first. The official scorer ruled it a bad hop on that when that ball had a hop as it came in there, and so they gave the batter the benefit of the doubt and gave him a base hit. Kraft goes off first, and Coleman goes in to run for him. Jerry Coleman is on first. Here's the pitch. High for a ball. We now have Coleman on first base. None down. Last half of the sixth inning, the Blues are leading by a 3-1 margin. See Wayne Tucker warming up down by the Blues bullpen. He'll go in at first base. Uncle taking his time with that man on first. The Blues out in front 3-1. Man on first, none down. Coleman takes his lead. Uncle stretches, throws, fastball inside. And the count is 2-0 on the batter. Both third and first were breaking on that pitch, looking for the bunt, the sacrifice. Milosevic, a right-handed batter up. Billy Meyer coaching down at third. Goldie Holt at first. Scheduled 9-inning ball game. Again the stretch. Here's the pitch. All high. Count is 3-0. This is KCMO in Kansas City, Missouri, bringing you a transcribed play-by-play description of the Blues St. Paul game, a second and a doubleheader, with St. Paul winning the first 8-4. Mike's all set. Here's the big one. There's an automatic call strike right through the middle, 3-1. Himsel is warming up in the bullpen now. Beat Himsel. Al Himsel. Suckles all set. The stretch once more. Looks over to first. Here it is. There he goes. He swings. There's a throw to second base to short, and he's... No, he called a walk. Didn't make any difference because the batter walked. And now they're trying to argue with umpire Meyer about that. Out comes Ray Blades again. The runner was going, and umpire Meyer ruled that Milosevic didn't swing. He's ruling now that Mike only went halfway through on the swing. Of course, we took a quick glance at the ball coming in. We then followed the runner going to second, so we didn't see for sure whether we had called it as a swing, but we didn't see for sure whether he actually followed all the way through because we immediately picked up the runner going down to second. Blades is in another hot argument now with Meyer. He was chased in the first game. Even the catcher, D'Antonio, is arguing with him now. Well, they're talking to D'Antonio now. He's still arguing with umpire Meyer. Well, anyway, he's sent him down to first with a walk. He didn't announce interference again. So Milosevic is on first. Coleman is on second. It's not a stolen base. Out comes Blades again to argue. He doesn't like it out here. He wants to go in the clubhouse all the time. Looks like he's chased Antonio out of the ball game. Blades comes out once more to talk to Mr. Meyer. Yep, Antonio's out of the ball game. The Blues are leading by a 3-1 margin in the last half of the 6th inning. This has certainly been a wild series. If Blades goes out of this one, that'll mean he's hit it 100%. In every game since they've been down here, he's been chased. They chased him yesterday, chased him in the first game. Now we're going to call in another catcher. Boy down the bullpen will go in the ball game now. Antonio's out of there. He's going to get behind the plate for a moment to warm up the... Oh, yes, and he's going to go on. He's out of there. And Meyer merely turned his back on him and said, "You big bad boy, get up to the clubhouse and stay there." And they're calling in another catcher. Naron. Sam Naron will now catch for St. Paul. That was all for D'Antonio. Just making the announcement. So there's your change. The Blues have 2 men on. Milosevic on first. Coleman is on second. None out. Ralph Houck, a right-handed batter, up, and Billy Meyer comes down for a moment to talk to Meyer about something. Let's see. Well, I'm going to try to listen, and let's pick up the crowd for just a second, Vic, if you don't mind. Bill came down to talk to umpire Meyer, claiming that they were holding up the ball game, delaying the game, and umpire Meyer walked over and said to rush it up, let's get going. And so Sam Naron then came out of the St. Paul dugout. Ray Blades goes out to talk to Tom Sunkel. And they're going to call in another pitcher now. Bill Meyer again says something to umpire Meyer behind the plate. Al Himsel will come in to pitch. Himsl. He was with St. Paul before. Last year he was in the Army. Used to be with St. Paul. Coming in now in the last half of the 6th inning, we have a new pitcher. So Himsel is the pitcher. Naron is the catcher. The infielders are moving back to their positions. The Blues have 2 men on now in this last half of the 6th inning. Houck ready to step in the batter's box. Himsel fired one into Sam Naron to warm up. Going along in the last half of the 6th inning. Fired another one in there to warm up. Ralph Houck waiting. Joe Valenzuela on deck. The Blues would like to pile up some more runs if they can. They got a safe margin in this game because you can never tell what's going to happen. It'll be Houck, Valenzuela, and Odie Strain if they come up in that order with 2 men on. Johnny Sturm was out of there when Harry Kraft batted for him and beat out a hit. Then Coleman ran for Kraft. And Mike Milosevic walked. Mr. Blades almost took a walk himself. D'Antonio did. Center fielder Rosenthal standing up there watching. Bill Meyer then shouted down to umpire Meyer, said, "How many balls does he get to throw in there?" Billy's even getting after the umpire. They've had a little rugged session here. Here. And now we're ready to play ball with Ralph Houck, a right-handed batter in the box. Himsel on the heel, stretches. Here's the pitch. There's a bunt down the third baseline. Himsel comes in fast, gets a turn, throws to third. He's out at third base on a forced play. The play was the pitcher to Kimball, and the crowd didn't like it. And so Houck on an attempted sacrifice, forced out. Coleman at third base. The pitcher to third. One down, advancing Mike Milosevic to second base. Ralph Houck is on first, and Joe Valenzuela batting. So came out of the dugout with a rosin bag. He finally got the bat from Odie Strain. See if he can find a base hit in it. He's had one hit out of 2 times up. Still have 2 men on with only 1 away.